All right, traders, if you used my analysis that I provided in yesterday's video, you should have had an amazing green day. I told you the SPY was likely going to have a move to 446 to 446 later this week. I said the most likable outcome was we drop first from $444.50, which was the exact highs on the day. Within this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how my team and I absolutely banked on put options today. I ended up alerting put options and going short on the market twice towards the exact top at 444 strike puts at 444 strike price. And I also ended up giving great analysis during FOMC, and then after that, I did have one loss on calls. I'm 2 for 3 on the day. The green streak continues. I'll be recapping my trades towards the end of this video. This is now our 13th green day in a row. With that being said, I'm going to start off this video hot. The trading plan that I am seeing says we are setting up for a major bear trap and an amazing opportunity to be buying call options heading into tomorrow. And I'm going to share with you where we are planning to buy those call options. If you are serious about learning how to make money, and if you're serious about preparing to trade the best setups at the best prices, make sure you stay to the end of this video. So first things first, we are going to start off with the trading plan. In terms of the trading plan, this is what I'm currently seeing. The SPY is going to try to recover later into this week. It's going to try to recover later into tomorrow and definitely likely on Friday. Now, in terms of the daily chart, this is what I wanted to discuss. Right here, you have this big bearish red candle, right? And then you can see we have the same exact candle today, literally at the same exact price. We have a big bearish red candle. What happened after that? In terms of what happened after that, you can see the SPY had a drop. This is how I measure moves with patterns. How much did the SPY drop the next day? Well, it closed at $437 on this day, and the next day it dropped $435. So the SPY dropped $2 the next day, and then it had a bullish recovery for the next week. So based off the daily pattern that I'm seeing, what is it that I'm going to be looking for to confirm that this history is going to repeat itself, right? Because I'm not saying this is going to happen. But what I am saying is I will be looking for confirmations and I will be identifying pattern recognition to see if it's going to happen. And if I get those confirmations with price action, I will then begin to seize the moment at my key levels for calls, which I'm about to give you. So in terms of measuring the move, I will look for a 2-point drop. If I see a 2-point drop tomorrow, so it closed at 438.64, if I see this bottoming towards 436.50 to 437, which is my key zone for call options tomorrow, then I will be very interested for calls if I'm seeing bullish confirmations on the 1 minute and on the 30 minute to be buying those call options. So our first zone for call options based off that pattern is going to be 436.50 to 437. That will be our call zone for tomorrow, and that will be my key level of interest. The SPY is going to try to reverse in between that zone. If not, and that zone doesn't work out and we do get stopped out, I will be buying calls at the next lower level on the daily chart, which is $435, which is the low of this daily candle, which has not been tested yet. And you can see right here, the low on this daily candle at 440, same candlestick right here. You can see when it was tested at 440 for the first time, the SPY had a bullish reversal all the way to 444. So you better believe me, if this doesn't bottom at 436.50 to 437, I will be making all my money back if I took calls, or say I didn't take calls or whatever. I will be absolutely crushing it on calls at 435, which is our next best level for calls. Now, in terms of put options, what are the plays to short the market? What are the levels of interest to buy put options? This is going to be very, very simple, folks. Right here, our new best level for puts is going to remain the high of this, 443.75. We have a lot of major resistance towards 443.75 on this 30-minute bearish wick that has not been tested. Once we go 444 out of the money, once we hit this level, the most likely outcome is we drop first before going higher. Now, I'm going to quickly analyze the 1-minute chart just to see if there's any other levels of interest to be buying put options. And there really isn't. There really isn't. So what I'm going to tell you is this. In terms of put options, as you know, we like going with overbought levels, so you have to wait. And in terms of call options, as you know, we like going with oversold levels, so you have to wait. Obviously, the opportunity that's going to come first is going to be the call option play because we're approaching the lower zone. So our first level for puts that we are waiting to short the market is basically that same level, and it's going to be that 443.70 level with the max paying slightly above 444. Now, our next levels for puts above that are going to be the following zone that we've been waiting for, which is going to be 446.50 to 447. This zone right here that we've marked out, that we've been waiting for, is key previous support that cracked that has not been tested yet. And we are very interested in doing put options at 446.50 to 447. Now, our final level for put options to short the market, and this will be our best level, is going to be the $450.30. This is the gap that is waiting to fill above where we are expecting a gap close reversal. This is also key previous support that cracked and gapped down that has not been tested. So once SPY goes back to the best resistance level possible to try puts with the previous support should react as a new lower high when retested along with the gap close reversal dual strategy combined, it should be a great opportunity for put options. Now, before we get into the trade recaps, I am going to be giving you the price ladder. What you need to understand about the price ladder is if one of these levels reacts as a support level, as a floor, it's going to spike to the next level. If one of these levels reacts as a resistance level, as a roof, it's going to drop to the next level. The brackets are not created equally. Some levels have better risk to rewards. Some levels have wider brackets. We focus on trading the lower brackets for calls and the higher brackets for puts. Let's get into it. So in terms of the overall levels that I'm going to be giving you, we will start off with what we're looking for tomorrow, which is going to be that 436.50 to 437 support zone on calls. And if that doesn't work out, or if we don't go with that level, the next level for calls is going to be 435. So 435 calls, next zone above that, 436.50 to 437 calls, utilizing that daily pattern that I showed you. What is the next level after that? The next level is the gap. We have a new gap to fill at 438.64. What do we need to know about this gap? We know that technically, based off the pattern that I showed you, it's considered a good level for calls, but not the best level for calls because we're looking for a small move down first, ideally, 1.5 to 2 points. So this is going to be a more oversold level. I'm not too interested in trading at it, but I will be keeping a close eye on it because it is an oversold lower gap at 438.64. Now, the next level above 438.64 is going to be the following. If you look right here, you will visually see the next level is going to be $440. I am not interested in trading at $440. Nothing special to me. The next level above $440 is going to be $442. I am not interested in trading at $442. Nothing special to me. The next level above that is going to be $443.80. I am interested in trying put options and shorting the market at this level with a tight stop, but it's already worked out several times, so it will be valued at my worst level for put options that will likely try to work out again for a quick scalp. The next level above that, which is something I'm not too interested in, is 444.40 to 444.50. Now, if we break above that, that turns into support. The next level on the ladder is going to be the zone. The zone that I gave you for puts, which is going to be a good level to try puts first when it hits, is going to be 446.50 to 447. The next level above that for puts is going to be $450. So remember, I gave you the levels, I gave you the brackets. If one of those levels reacts to support, it's going to spike up to the next level, the next zone. So what does that mean? That means whenever the bulls want to decide that 446.50 to 447 is breaking out, pulling back, turning into support, forming higher support, bullish confirmations, they're going to run this up to fill the gap at 450. But first, we should drop first, right? So I gave you the ladder, I gave you the key levels. Now I'm going to quickly recap the trades. The trades that I made within the Discord were absolutely phenomenal. And the analysis that I gave was absolutely phenomenal. I only had one loss today, and I am still green on the day. I started off very, very hot with 2 wins in a row, and then I told my team, I'm scaling back in size. I'm done for the day. If I make another trade, I cannot go red no matter what happens because I respect that I'm green on the day. I had 2 nice wins. I don't need the trade. So if I make another trade, it's going to be very light size and it's going to be a lotto in a sense. So let's go over the trades and let's go over the analysis very, very quickly. We're going to be starting off with 444 puts. These were the first 2 trades that I made on the day, utilizing the game plan and analysis that I watched in yesterday's video. So make sure you go back and watch yesterday's video because it shows you how I came up with the idea to buy put options and short the market at the exact top. We had a lead moderator within the trader Keaton follow one of these trades. He made a 30% return, $10,000 profit hitting these puts at 12:59 p.m. with me, 444 puts. So I learned puts twice. The first one was at 10:18 a.m. Very, very quick scalp. Bought them barely out of the money, sold them in the money very, very quickly. The next one was right here at the exact top. This was a phenomenal alert at 12:59 p.m. So in terms of the reasoning behind puts, I explained it in my last video. It had to do with the pre-market highs. I told you guys, based off the daily pattern and based off the pre-market highs, the most likely outcome was the SPY is going to try to crash towards those pre-market highs that have not been tested, which were right here yesterday at 440, 440. This is why you always need to be analyzing and watching the extended hours trading session charts for your key levels as well, because this was literally the exact high and we were hitting puts towards the exact top of that. So in terms of 12:59 p.m., why did I decide to buy puts at 12:59 p.m.? So in terms of, well, where is 12:59 p.m.? 12:59 p.m., the exact moment that I alerted puts was right here at the exact top. I timed it perfectly with this bearish red 1 minute candle. How was I able to do that? Because I used my strategy. I knew the best level for puts was at the pre-market high retest, which was the exact top. So then what I did was I used my strategy, and my strategy said what it was telling me was the SPY topped out at the best level for puts, literally the high of day that we planned 1 day in advance, and it was selling off. It was selling off. So what I did was I analyzed what was the support level that cracked right here. There was 2 minutes of consolidation on the 1 minute chart. This is why you always need to be using the 1 minute chart. You're going to be able to identify the bull traps. I was looking and I was saying, this sold off from our level for puts and had a very, very nice drop. And we already banked on that beforehand and it keeps on dropping. So I told myself, where is the support level that cracked that triggered the bull trap, where the bulls got absolutely crushed for the time being as scalpers? And it was right here. I noticed there was consolidation at 444.07, and when SPY cracked this support level, this 2 minute consolidation, it had a very nice quick drop. So what that means is, since the SPY's flipping bearish and it's already working at my key level for puts that I planned 1 day in advance, it means that it's going to, when it spikes back up, it's going to try to turn this previous support into a new lower high, into a new resistance level, which means we're going to try puts at that lower level instead of waiting for it to go back to the high of day, because it's already going bearish, and this previous support that has not been tested is supposed to react as a resistance and react as a new lower high for the first time. So when it went back up to that level, I had all the confidence in the world to hit puts because the SPY was consistently working. Every single time 444 puts went out of the money, or when they went out of the money, they consistently made money. You should have had all the confidence in the world to be doing puts at our key level of plan today. It was the pre-market highs. We planned the pre-market highs before they were pre-market highs, and it dropped nicely. You better believe me, when it goes back up towards that level, we're hitting puts. And you can do it again when you identify the lower level. The lower level was right here at 444.07. It had a nice drop. So when it goes back up to this previous support, this consolidation level, they're going to try to turn into a resistance level. They're going to try to turn into a new lower high. This one little simple strategy that I'm teaching you right now has made me over 6 figures in the past 3 months trading, man. This is a game-changing strategy that is so simple, just identifying the bull traps, and you want to use it at key resistance levels. Now, let's go over the next analysis. This was the next analysis that I posted, and this was 443.80, man. And I want to give a big shout out to my boy G-Roar here because he absolutely crushed this. This was his first trade on the day. I hit puts at 444 twice. He wanted to do it, but I beat him to it, and he decided not to do it. Look what I said right here. Look what I said at 443.80. Look at this. This was right before FOMC, man. Everything that I was saying happened and manifested. Everything that I posted today was so accurate. I only had one thing that I posted that was not accurate, and I took my loss and I respected it. I knew what I was risking, and I'm still green on the day, 2 for 3, 66% win rate. But look at this. 1:56 p.m., I said we will most likely drop from 443.80. I said that at 1:56 p.m. G-Roar ended up buying put options right before FOMC. Right before 2 p.m., he bought those put options at one of the best resistance levels you can possibly buy those put options. A couple minutes after he got in on those puts, the SPY had a flash crash. Those put options went up over 100%. He absolutely banked. He absolutely crushed it. And I gave them the right idea, and I led them in the right direction, man. I didn't play that because, like I said, I was 2 for 2 on the day and I was already done. So if I were to make one more trade, it would have been a lotto in a sense, and it would have been a very small light position size because I will never flip from red to green if I've exceeded a nice daily profit goal. For me, that's like 1.5 to 2% of my account, right around there. If I've hit a nice daily profit goal and I'm green on the day, or if I've made an amazing trade and I know I can't top that, I will never flip green to red. I will only flip green to red if I'm not up a lot on the day. And if I'm not up a lot on the day, that means that I just didn't make a good trade. I had a small win. That's simply what that means, right? So it didn't count in a sense of just a very small win. So that ended up working out phenomenally, and we came up with that level by identifying that the SPY had key support right here at 443.80. That has not been tested, and it was dropping. So when it goes back to that level, it was most likely going to drop and sell off. So my next analysis that I posted after that, and this is where it got absolutely crazy. This is what I said. Look at this right here. This one message alone could have put you in 2 successful trades. The most likable outcome is a spike to 443.50, then a drop between the level 443.50 and 443.80. So at 2:20 p.m., I said it's most likely going to spike and go bullish first. And then I said when it hits that zone, 443.50 to 443.80, it's going to try to drop first. That happened to an exact T, and I'm going to share with you how I came up with that. So if we go to 2:20 p.m., so if we go to 2:20 p.m. on the charts right here, this is when I said that right here, right before it had a massive breakout. I said it's going to try to spike to 443.50 to 443.80 first, then it's going to try to drop. Why did I say that it was going to try to drop at 443.80? Using the same strategy that I've been teaching you during this whole video and that I've been teaching you on this channel literally every single day. Where was the bull trap triggered? Right here. The bull trap was triggered at our level where we were buying puts. The bull trap was triggered on the level where G-Roar bought put options, man. Look at this. 443.50. When it cracked this consolidation level, it had a massive sell-off. So if it's going to spike right back up, the most likely outcome is it is going to turn into a resistance level. It is going to turn a new lower high. Do you see how simple this is? Why would you go long? Why would you buy calls on a level where a flash crash was triggered? This stuff works on the first time. See how it sells off right here? On the first time, that first red candle at our key level, confirmation to get in, and then it sells off. It always tends to work on the first time. We avoid the second time. We avoid the third time. Even though 444 puts literally printed all day, man. You should have had a phenomenal green day. There's no excuses to be red. So in terms of reasonings for being bullish, that it was going to spike before that, I'm going to say this, man. If you have experience in trading SPY this past year and you have that muscle memory and you're watching SPY from market open to market close, you should have identified that this day already happened. Every single pattern that I was seeing, the way that SPY was moving, the price action, one of the reasons on how I was able to be so accurate is because this day that we're going over already happened. It happened at different levels, but it already happened. The same movements, the same patterns, FOMC. If you want to go back and study every single FOMC day, I guarantee you, you will find this chart. I don't know the exact day, but I know it because I lived in it. I traded in it. And that's how I was able to be so accurate today, because this same exact day repeated. And I felt it in my intuition, and that gave me a lot of confidence, man. I'm telling you, this literally happened. It's so fucking predictable because it happens over and over again, man. I saw this exact day happen before it even happened, and I used that muscle memory to my advantage. That's where experience comes in handy. You want to become a good trader, you have to get experience in trading. You have to literally watch this shit 8 hours a day. So with that being said, the calls was just mainly that. It was mainly just bullish, price action. Now, in terms of the 30-minute chart, 30-minute chart really didn't help me too much. In terms of that levels for calls, man, there was a lot of support in the pre-market at 442.60, and there was a lot of support in the pre-market at 442.30. I told my team it's likely going to bounce there. We were also interested in calls at 441.50. Now, in terms of the one mistake that I made, I did end up doing calls. I did do calls. They went against me, and I cut my loss. My calls, so basically, I did calls when SPY was at $442. So right here, I did calls when it was at 442. It dropped to 440.30, and I did hold through that, and I was adding every single time it dropped like 60 cents. I was adding to my contracts, and then it spiked to 441, and I sold the exact top. I sold it at 441. So if you were to go with my average, it basically had a 60-cent move against me with my average on the SPY price. So it was a slightly bigger loss, but that's because of FOMC. FOMC is going to be a lot more volatile. It's going to be a lot more riskier. And I already told my team before that, I'm done for the day. I'm 2 for 2. If I take another trade, my max pain will be $2,000 because that's the most that I'm willing to give back of my profits. And I sold my calls for a loss and I gave back exactly $2,000. And I respected that. If I want to take a lotto trade that's not the best setup at the best price, which it wasn't, then yeah, I will pay the price and I will give back some profits, right? It is what it is. You know, every once in a while you are going to have a loss. I think that was literally my first actual loss on a trade within these past 2 weeks alone. But I'm still green on the day and it was still an amazing day, man. I can't get everything right, but this was a phenomenal day. And it is what it is, man. So it was a great overall day. So here's the deal, man. If you do want to be a part of Trader Society, and if you do want to surround yourself with that network, we have people in here who have 9-figure networks. We have people in here who have 8-figure networks. We have people, multimillionaires, 7-figure networks. If you want to be surrounded within this group, it's the first link down below in the description. The polls are speaking for themselves. We are maintaining a 90% overall success rate. And this is our 13th green day in a row. If you want to see live traders every single day crushing it, the same people doing it over and over again, this is the group for you, man. There's nothing like it. G-War's the best trader in here. I'm the best scalper in here. He's the best day trader in here. We fuse together and we are crushing it every single day. If you want to join, it's the first link below in the description. And I will tell you this, we will become more of a private network and the prices will be going up a lot very, very soon. So this is the best time to get in. All we do is raise the price. There is no coupon code. There is nothing like that. We're going to become more of a private network very, very soon. We're looking to attract serious people. We're looking to attract more wealthier people as well. If you're not serious, if you don't want to become wealthy, then don't join the program. It's completely fine. We are trying to attract the best and the people who want to work towards being the best. If that's not you, then there's other groups out there. So with that being said, I'm going to leave it off at that. I will see you guys tomorrow. We will absolutely crush it with our trading plan.